Hey, it's Dave the Butterfly Guy here. So welcome to my butterfly garden. Some of you have contacted me about getting an update on how things are going in my garden in August here, what's in bloom, and so that's what we're going to do today. So thanks for subscribing to my channel, liking the videos, making some comments. I love talking to butterfly enthusiasts. So I thought I'd start with this shot of this goldenrod in my backyard. It's just coming into bloom, and it creates a spectacular gold glow this time of year, and butterflies like goldenrod, so I get excited when it comes into bloom. Probably not great if you have allergies, but it looks beautiful this time of year. So let's move on to talk about some of the other things in bloom right now in my garden. So earlier in the summer, I had planted some black-eyed Susans and Shasta daisies. They've been in bloom for over a month now, and it looks like they're doing really great. These black-eyed Susans will bloom for probably another month or so. Good hardy plant, and I really like the look of these plants this time of year. All right, my favorite plant to attract butterflies is Hyssop. And again, it's been in bloom for probably over a month. I've got these two. They're not quite as big and hardy as last summer because it's just been a dry, hot summer. But I've got 9 Hyssop plants across my garden, and they usually attract a ton of butterflies. Then I thought I'd show this interesting little flower. It's called Flax. It's got these lavender flowers that come into bloom, and they bloom in the morning and then drop off at about noon, and then they rebloom the next day. It's kind of a crazy plant. I don't see a lot of butterflies on them, but it's a really pretty flower. So I've got a bunch of zinnias starting to bloom. So they're my favorite annual to attract butterflies. They attract swallowtails, monarchs, painted ladies. So they're in bloom right now. They have been for a month. They create all kinds of flowers, and I've got a little row of them here, a few of them back here, and then on the other side of my garden I have another string of zinnias. So it's a must for a butterfly garden. And they'll give you blooming right into September, end of September. All right, here I'm sitting in the midst of my purple coneflower bed. You can see I've had a lot of them. They've been in bloom throughout the month of July, but they're starting to come to an end here in mid-August and end of August. Again, butterflies love them, but then they also just expand. I started with just 2 or 3 purple coneflower plants. Now I've got probably 20, 25 of them, and they've kind of started to take over my garden, so I'm gonna probably thin those out a little bit next year. I have my butterfly feeder here where I keep some nectar for my butterflies. I'm gonna attach a video on how to set that up. And then my Liatris right here, I've got a white and a purple one that are just about done blooming. And you can see when they're done blooming, they're just these brown stalks. But again, Liatris are great when they're in bloom, but by mid and end of August, they're pretty much done. So here I'm standing behind my Heliopsis plant. And I had this in bloom over a month ago, and I deadheaded the flowers off, and it's come back and rebloomed. So I'm excited. I got a whole new set of blooms ready to go. And then come around to this plant. So this plant is lobelia. It's part of the cardinal flower plants, and it's been in bloom now for a few weeks, and it's a pretty cool looking flower. Haven't seen butterflies by it, but it supposedly should attract butterflies. This is the swallowtail part of my garden where I've got host plants for swallowtails. I planted this rue earlier in the season. That's the host plant for the giant swallowtail. So it's healthy, but I haven't found any eggs on it this year. And then here's my parsley and a little bit of dill that I have for the black swallowtail, its host plant. I had some eggs and small caterpillars earlier in the season, but birds ate all the caterpillars, and so none of them quite turned into butterflies. So I gotta try harder next year and expand this part of my garden. I've got a couple butterfly bush plants, one here and one back here. They've been in bloom for a number of weeks now. They're just starting to end their bloom, but again, a great butterfly plant, the butterfly bush. And this is my butterfly weed. I've got probably 10 butterfly weed plants around my garden. It's been in bloom. It's these beautiful orange flowers. Again, it's the host plant for the monarch butterfly. And then this time of year, you can start seeing the pods, the seed pods. And so I'm gonna harvest some of these seed pods probably in October, late October, and maybe plant some additional butterfly weed. All right, so here's some common milkweed. They bloomed earlier in the summer in June, but the pods, the seed pods, are getting ready. So this one's got 5 big pods. Inside each pod is probably 100 seeds. And so I look forward to harvesting those in October. So I've got them planted next to some additional zinnias. So that's all I've got today. So it's Dave the Butterfly Guy. I hope you enjoyed the update of my garden in August. It's been a slower summer for butterflies because of the heat, because of the drought. We're finally getting some rain in late in August, and so I've got some things that are getting healthy again. But it's been a slow summer for me for butterflies, and I look forward to a better year in 2023. So that's all I got. Dave the Butterfly Guy signing out, and have a great day.